Hey guys, Josh from WTI here, and today I'm going to show you how I glaze my kitchen cabinets. So I had like 55, 60 doors that I've had to glaze, and it was a beautiful kitchen, but we just wanted to give it some new life, just reface it, without having to do the whole thing of buying a brand new kitchen and all this other stuff. So what we did is I got some nice a cabinet coat paint from Benjamin Moore, and I painted my doors using the stack rack system. Now, if you guys don't know what the stack rack system is, you need to get it. It's for painting doors and it has cabinet brackets, so you're able to paint one side, flip it over, paint the other side, and it has that nice smooth candy finish. And you just stack them and then you dry the doors. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful product. I'll link the product below so you can take a look at it. So what I'm doing now is I'm glazing. This is the step of glazing. So first things first, you want to get some music because it's a tedious process, especially if you have as many doors as I did. You have to glaze them all. What I'm using as glaze is Rust-Oleum decorative glaze. Sorry, the can's a little bit of a mess, and I've been really happy with it. It's been great, and I'm also using neoprene gloves because you don't want to get your hands full of this junk. Make sure you have a well ventilated area that you're working in, and you're using the proper safety things for your eyes and stuff like that. Always be safe. So the first step, I also have a turntable that I'm putting the doors on, so I'm able to spin. The camera stand is in the way right now, but I'm able to spin it around and get all edges, because you want to make sure that you get that glaze on the outside edges, so everything looks nice. So basically, there are a lot of different methods that people use for applying the glaze. I use a simple rag method, and I have a big bag of rags that I get at your hardware store. And I dip the glaze, the rag in the glaze, and this is the scary part, because you have a brand new painted door that you spend all this time in, and now you're doing this to it, right? You're making it look messy. But it's not as scary as you think. The first couple doors, you're a little bit nervous. I certainly was. What I do is I put this glaze and I make sure I get in all the cracks and crevices. I'm not too worried about the inner cracks, and you'll see why, because I consider this a pin glaze. After it's all said and done, it's more of a pin glaze than anything else. But the way I'm doing it, it gives it a lot of detail. No two doors are the same. So you do this here, and you make sure that all of it's covered. I don't wait as long as the can tells you to wait to wipe it all off, but that's because I don't want my doors to be too dark. So I just make sure everything's covered. Right. And then I wait just 20-30 seconds. Listen to music. That's why I tell you to get music on, but I can't have music on this video. So I have that on there. And so that looks like this here. It looks kind of dirty and ugly. But now I just wait and I get a nice clean rag. You're going to go through a lot of rags, so make sure you get a bag or two depending on the size of job you have. And you just wait, and now, because all I want is just a light glaze, I start to wipe it off. And it gives me the desired effect right away. And now, so I go around and I wipe everything once. This is my technique. I go around and I wipe all the edges. And you see how it starts to look a lot lighter. And I flip the rag around, and then I go a little bit harder, and I wipe my edges. I remember the first couple doors I did, I forgot to do the back edges, and so I have darker, but thankfully it's in a place where you're not going to see it. Now, you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. It's all part of the process. So I make sure that once I go through everything once, I start to wipe in the direction that I want the glaze to look. So I all this way, right? And then there's a seam here, so I wipe this way from there. And I don't want too much decoration in the corners. I want a little bit. Like I want to have a little bit in there, you see, but not too much. So I make sure that I wipe as much as I want out. And again, this is almost like an art, because every two doors in your kitchen will be different. There won't be a single one that looks the same. You're going to be so impressed and proud of yourself after you do this process that it's remarkable. Now, so you've done this, you've wiped it all off, you make sure you don't have any fingerprints, and you're happy with what you got so far. It's not too dark, it's not too light, it's perfect. So you see, you had time. Then you take your, this is the next trick. Okay, this bottle has glaze in it. This is a perm bottle that you can get at like a salon. And what this does, some people use markers. I like to use this glaze. You know what you can do too, if you're doing these cabinets, let's say you didn't take them off like I did and you're trying to do them on the cabinets themselves. I don't know why you'd necessarily do that, but some do. You can put a little bit of brown paint in here to make it thicker, try to get the same color, and then it doesn't run as much. But this is just pure glaze in here, so it'll run like crazy. And basically, I just take it and I go down the edges. Just like this. Now, inevitably, sometimes you get clogs or different things like that. And I'm going to show you what you do with that. So you get, I do the whole outside edge. Now every door is going to be different reveals, different styles. I do the inside of this and then the inside of this. All the way around, once. Okay. Just like that. And that is done. So now you'll notice there's a couple of high spots. I'm not happy with that. I want to make sure, let me see if you can see. You see how it's a little bit thicker than everything else? Okay, I don't like that. Maybe I'm a perfectionist, but that's just the way I want it. So here's what I do. And this is a tip I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to say I did that on purpose, but I didn't. Okay. Is I take this and I make sure that it's nice and round. Okay, I don't want it to go into the crease. I just want to have an even reveal. And I start from one side and I wipe it down. Just like that. Okay, and there you go. And then I do this all the way around so that I have, typically if you do if you didn't have any issues with your glaze, then you don't have to worry about this. But there you go, that did it. And you see that's gone now. See, it's a nice clean glazed line. Let me show you what and so that door is done now. Let me just show you a close-up of what that door looks like. It has the decoration in the side, but not too much. It's not too dark in the corners. That's what I like. Is I want a little bit of detail, but not too much. Now you have time. You always have time to fix things. So let's say this is a little bit much here. And I want to take it off. Just carefully I wipe this off. Not too much, see? I still have time. Maybe I have too much here. And there you go. See, I touched that and well, now I fixed it, right? So you just have time. It looks amazing when you're done. So these are the doors that I've already finished. And I have 30 more to go. So there you go. That's how I glaze the doors. Now, they all turn out really nice. Just be patient. Have faith that you can do a nice job. And all of your doors will be unique with just the right amount of glaze in them, and you will have a beautiful kitchen when it's done. In fact, I'll show you my kitchen, what it looks like when it's all finished.